The first one, I was living in New York in 1959 and working for Pan American as a reservations guy, and I used to go up to 90 seconds here, I guess it was, to rent one of their piano studios for I think it was a $1 for an hour or a half hour, whatever it was. And I was trying to, get my act together. I was pretty young at the time, and just kind of learning and doing a lot of listening. And Miles was, of course, one of my favorites. So one night I was standing outside of Birdland by the transom, maybe 50 feet to the right of the front door, and you could hear the music coming out. And it was the Miles Davis Quintet, right? And I was really thrilled to be able to hear this. I didn't have enough money to go inside, so I was just standing on the street. And here comes this cop, and he walks right past me. I'm just standing there, and right to the front of the club. And here's Miles, who just walked out of Birdland. He was standing in front of the door and lit up a cigarette. The cop goes right up to him and says, "You can't loiter. Move along." And Miles pointed to the sign. "I'm playing here." And Miles Davis Quintet, right on the sign. He said, "I don't care. Just move along." The cop sort of touched him, as if to move him along. And Miles, pushed back. The guy took the club and hit him in the head. Wow. And he started bleeding. I don't know. This is a story that's been reported and written about in his biography and I've read about it in several different places. And then, of course, a huge crowd gathered around. Cannonball and the band came out, and they kind of got around him, and somehow a limousine showed up. I don't know how that happened, but they ushered him to the limousine and got him to the hospital, to emergency. And the next morning on the New York Daily News, on the front page, was a picture of Miles with blood all over his suit and his shirt. In a big story, Miles Davis assaulted by the police, or whatever the headline was. And I thought, how interesting and amazing that I got to see that. It's just really upsetting and very weird.
Neon Jazz.